Hey guys, welcome back for episode 6. We're reaching the final stretch of the series. We're going to start off with the Deranged Archaeologist. Now, the main thing that you actually need for this boss is going to be a magic weapon, a hatchet or axe, and a rake. But having a setup similar to mine is going to be beneficial, as we're going to transition quickly into the Crazy Archaeologist right after. How you get to Fossil Island will be up to you. I personally will be using a dig site pendant in order to teleport to the dig site, and then taking the barge over. On screen, you'll be able to see the route to get to the Deranged Archaeologist, as well as where you're supposed to use your axe and your rake to get through the swamp. I'm going to speed up getting through this area, but on the way down, make sure that you stop and tag the mushroom on the way, just in case it takes multiple trips or if you ever intend to come back here. You can see it right here. We make a short little left, and we just tag the mushroom to make sure we unlock the quick teleport. Makes it a lot easier to get here. This boss is pretty simple. We're just going to stay outside of his melee range to avoid his melee attacks. And anytime he shouts learn to read, we are going to be moving away to the side to try to avoid his special attack. As well as praying range, we should take relatively no damage, pretty much. For the tasks we're going to be going over, we're going to be doing Mage of the Swamp, I'd Rather Be Illiterate, and the 2 KC tasks that go along with it. For the Mage of the Swamp, we're just going to be killing him using a mage weapon. And for I'd Rather Be Illiterate, anytime he shouts learn to read, we're going to move away from the special attack and hopefully avoid it. If you get hit by the attack, it will fail the task. You'll see I'm pre-positioning my mouse kind of far away just to make sure when he does throw his learn to read attack, I'm ready to move really far. When the attack comes out, it'll break up into smaller AoE attacks, and if they bounce far, I'd really prefer to just not get hit. So doing the first perfection task, I'm just going to be really extra careful about it. Afterwards, I'll take it easier and allow myself to get hit here and there. But yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on with Deranged Archaeologist. It's a really simple boss. Just come here, get your KCs out of the way, you'll probably get the tasks naturally, and just move on to the next boss. And that next boss that we're going to is the same exact boss we just killed, but in the wilderness. Yeah, we're going to Crazy Archaeologist. The tasks are exactly the same. We're going to be dodging his Rain of Knowledge attack, but it will be called Taste of Knowledge, or Taste My Knowledge. I don't know. It's the same boss. We're just going to go there, do the mechanics, do the KCs, get in, and get out. It's pretty boring content, but it's free, so we're doing it. Okay, look, one thing I will say, I give it a bad rap, but at least you can get a unique drop at the Crazy Archaeologist. The Deranged Archaeologist is way worse. And now, finally heading into a different boss, we're going to be hitting up Scorpia. So, we're going to be accomplishing 4 tasks here. Guardians No More, I Can't Reach That, and the 2 KC tasks for getting 25 KC total. That'll be 7 points from the KC, and 6 points for the 2 mechanic tasks. I'm going to let the first kill play out here. What we're doing is we're going to be going for our mechanics tasks. You probably won't get it on the first kill, as Scorpia can just kind of whack you on entering the room due to her roaming around. You're going to be freezing her and sending some trident hits until she's unfrozen. Wait a couple ticks and refreeze her. When she's below half HP, her guardians will spawn. They'll rapidly heal her for 8s, and you probably will not be able to kill her without dealing with them. The task that we're going for requires us to not kill them. Little do some people know, it is not a DPS check. If you cast freezing spells on the 2 guardians and let Scorpia become unfrozen, when she walks a certain amount of tiles away, the guardians will just despawn because they can't get to her and they can't heal her. After the Guardians have despawned, you do not have to worry about them respawning anymore. You can just continue the kill as normal. This is a really basic setup, and I'd recommend, if anybody has the opportunity to switch to Ancient Magics and use Ice Barrage instead. You get a much longer freeze time than using Entangle. Ice Blitz or Ice Burst would also work. It's probably slightly more expensive than using Entangle, but you don't have to waste all the rune slots. You could just use Barrage Sacks, and it's just a bit more damage as well. I would recommend bringing more stamina doses than I did, and maybe a little more food if you want to do all 25 KC in one singular trip. I didn't really care about banking. I just ran over to the mage bank, and it didn't really matter. The task takes a while. Killing it 25 times is obnoxious, but it's a cool pet, so if you accidentally luck into it, who cares? Getting some free points. There's the first set of KC tasks, and while you're tempted to leave, the KC tasks here are actually worth a decent bit of points, so it's definitely worth sticking around for all of them. Keeping with the trend of dangerous deep wild tasks, we're going to Vedion. Now, there's only 2 tasks here, and they're both KC. Getting 20 KC at this boss is going to net you 7 combat achievement points. 100% worth it. And the bots that are here, you can still hit the boss before them, and they'll just log out, kind of like that guy. Anyway, the reason I was cool with keeping this in, aside from it just being free points, is I haven't put much money on this account. It's kind of just had whatever's been on it since like 2015 or whatever. So it's got like a 20 mil bank total. It's not doing great. This boss makes absolute bank. There is, I wouldn't say no reason that this boss should spit out as much money as it does compared to how easy it is. The risk, I get it. But this boss is insane. The XP is great if you're a mid-level account and you buy an Ursine Chain Mace or something for 9 mil or however cheap it is. You'll be making 7-8 mil an hour doing it semi-efficiently. And if you're not maxed combat stats, I would highly recommend doing something engaging like this whenever you have the time to, instead of going to Nightmare Zone. I was getting 80 to 90k XP an hour when I finally bucked up and bought an Ursine Chain Mace instead of the Dragon Mace. Like, the XP an hour is insane. The money's insane. Like, if you die, you're only risking 200k. You're making almost 150k per kill, and each kill takes like a minute or so. Like, it's 100% worth it to just come here to train your stats. Highly recommend. And a lot of the PKers here also suck. You know. Case in point. Like, you just play the door and they juke themselves. I got cocky. Even being cocky though, it's like, you just kind of chill, take your time, pray against shit, and then just run out the escape cave. Unless you're tanking literally a full team, 2 to 3 people in like rag gear really isn't gonna do anything crazy. I also should have went out that escape. I kind of forgot how the escape caves worked and that you could just run in and out. And I found more people. That's great. Great. So, double punish for my mistake. Hopefully they fight each other. And a little tip to the people PKing here. Do not attack with your ranged weapon. That's 5 ticks, and then instantly switch to your melee weapon that you're going to spec with next. Makes it really easy to protect against the AGS coming.
This dude wasn't even in their team. Why did he TV me? What an asshole.
So, just finishing up, having a little fun with the PKers. You'll get your 20 kills, you'll get your KCs, your points, whatever, and hopefully make a bit of money along the way. This boss is actually way more fun than people give it credit for, just because it's in the wilderness. Do not be afraid to try it. It's a great experience, and I would highly recommend it.